Hey, what's up, Conroe kids? Welcome to another Home Groups for Kids. This year we're talking about God's core values and how these principles shape our church, our lives, our relationships, and our walk with God. Last time we talked about seeking God's presence and doing that as a lifestyle. The next core value encompasses one of the most important pieces of the Christian life, and that is ministry involvement. Hebrews 6:10 says, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. In this passage of scripture, Paul was teaching the Hebrew church that their faith in Jesus must go beyond just being saved. And in this verse, Paul is telling the church that God will remember the work and the ministry that they do when they help others as love toward him. This is a great principle for us to base our walk with Jesus on. We should do ministry and help others and help the church with the mindset that when we do so, we're loving God. If we truly have Jesus in our heart, we will look like Jesus. What does that mean? Jesus served others. He was kind and friendly. He taught others about the way to be saved. He served the poor. He loved all people, no matter who they were. He set the example of how to live right. These and other amazing characteristics of Jesus are things that we should show in our lives as Christians. Jesus teaches us about having a heart to be a true Christian in Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 through 20. Beware of false prophets, he said, who come disguised as harmless sheep, but are really vicious wolves. You can identify them by their fruit. That is, by the way that they act. Can you pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? That's so funny. A good tree produces good fruit, and a bad tree produces bad fruit. A good tree can't produce bad fruit, and a bad tree can't produce good fruit. Duh, right? So every tree that does not produce good fruit will be chopped down and thrown into the fire. Yes, just as you can identify a tree by its fruit, you can identify people by their actions. Jesus is telling us that you will know a true follower of him by the things that they do in their lives. Take a look at this peach tree. You know that this is a peach tree by the peaches that are on it, right? The peaches are sweet. They're a pretty orange-red color. They smell good. They are good. And in the same way, you can tell that a person is a Christian by the way they treat others with kindness, with the fruit of the Spirit, and with selfless service. This is why ministry involvement is so important. In Kids Church, we have our Kid Connect team where you guys serve by leading worship, running the media booth, greeting kids as they arrive, and even showing new kids around. These are great opportunities for bearing fruit for Jesus. But did you know that ministry involvement goes well beyond the four walls of the church? In fact, you can be involved in ministry at your school, in your home, at the grocery store, or even at your friend's house. You are involved in ministry when you work to help others and to show them the love of Jesus. So I want to encourage you, kiddos, find new ways to bear fruit through ministry to Jesus. He wants to shine in your life, and he can do so if you will just allow him to lead you into helping others. If we aren't serving and we aren't involved in helping others, are we really followers of Jesus the way that he has asked us to be? Probably not. In fact, James tells us in his book that faith without works is dead. I want to encourage you, kiddos, do ministry, serve others, find ways to help other people know Jesus, and find ways to help other people in any way that you can. Show others who Jesus is and be a reflection of your love for God. So I'm going to ask you a few questions in the next couple of screens. I want you to pause the video and I want you to go through each one and talk about them together.